you guys are facing the same team just a couple weeks after seeing, but a lot of things have happened there. Coach said he gave you guys a message that he kind of be ready for anything. What are your thoughts about facing a team so quickly afterwards, but they've gone through all these changes?
Yeah, I mean they played us tough this last one. I mean they gave us everything that we could ask for. I mean we have to go out there and play our best ball. I mean if you look at the tape, you see the talent that they have and how hard they play. And so for us, it'll be a great opportunity to play a rival at Arrowhead and have to find a way to get a win.
They got you a couple of times with the interceptions. You haven't thrown one since then, right? What do you take from that game? And you've obviously made some adjustments, I guess. The coach said it's a great example to fix your own stuff for the rest of the team. But going back and looking at the tape, it's something you probably don't anticipate seeing.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job of following my eyes, making some good plays on some balls that I was trying to throw in some tight windows. And so I've had to make sure to just take what's there and not try to force it. They got great players. Like I said, they got great players that make a lot of great plays. And so for me and for this team, we got to go out there and play our best ball, and we know we have to play our best ball if we want to win.
What has made Jarek such a reliable weapon for you here, especially late in the season?
Yeah, I think he's done a great job with his opportunities that he's been given. He's like the one this last week where I throw the ball in the flat. You're expecting to we have that touchdown, check down mentality, but when you throw it to a guy like that who can battle his way and get in the end zone, that's special ability. And so for him, he's playing good football at the right time of the year, and how can he carry that momentum into the playoffs?
How confident are you when he's in there in pass protection? Not to cite the other guy, but when he's protecting you as far as throwing the football?
Yeah, I mean, he's just super smart. I think that's the biggest thing. Even an unscouted look, he's great at picking up that guy or passing off the guy to the right lineman and doing all that different type of stuff that just takes years of experience. And so having a guy like that can step in, know he's seen so much, so he knows every single rule of the protection and can go in there and make the block when it counts. I mean, it's a big-time thing to have on the team.
Patrick, I know earlier in the year you said that every time you felt like you threw to Noah, it was a good play. You've connected with him now, what seems to be 10 straight games, I believe. Just how does Noah fit into this offense and obviously playing off of Travis and giving you another option at the tight end position?
Yeah, I think you said it. I think first off, he's a guy that can come in whenever Trav's tired, and he can't play every play, especially at his age. So he can come in when Trav's tired and make some plays happen and still get himself open on some of those Trav type routes, and then being able to block the way he can. It puts teams in a bind where you have a guy that can block. And you can have two tight ends on the field, but he can also run routes like a receiver. So he'll continue to get more and more in this offense, and he's so comfortable in it. He's another weapon that we can have that can go out there and make it hard for defenses.
Patrick, this is inside football a little bit, but the 52-yard pass to Kelsey, he started in motion. You guys throw a lot to a guy that starts in motion. I know you get like a man zone ID sort of thing, but are there other benefits the receivers get or that you guys get from having a guy go in motion and throwing it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the biggest one's probably man zone IDs. It also gets guys usually cleaner releases, so they're not necessarily pressed the line of scrimmage, so the timing can be right. And I think sometimes you can use him as a decoy, and you can use that guy in motion to get the attention to him with all that he's moving behind the line of scrimmage and hit someone else. So I think Coach Reed and Coach Bieniemy have done a great job of that, of using that motion to our advantage in several different ways, and I'm sure we'll continue to do that as the season goes on.
The roster has turned over a lot since you got here. I wonder how do you approach that challenge of sort of adapting to what's new around you, which is like inevitable in the NFL, and also not losing what sort of makes you successful in the first place.
Yeah, I think it's the culture that we've built here. That started before I even got here with Coach Reed and the coaches that they had. I mean, they've built this culture of this is how we're going to work, this is how we're going to prepare, and this is how we're going to win. And so I just try to embrace that as much as possible, show the guys that are new how we do things. And I mean, like you said, NFL, there's a lot of new guys every single year, and obviously this year's been probably the biggest. But I think as you continue to add, if you can continue to build that culture, you can continue to go out there and win football games.
And you're here for a long time, and more changes are going to come, obviously. Like you said, this has been one of the bigger changes this year. Are there lessons you learned this year that you'll take forward, and this kind of keeps happening?
Yeah, I mean, it helped me grow as a quarterback, just having to get through the offense, the entire offense, knowing that we're going to move guys around, we're going to have playmakers everywhere, and you got to just continue to get through your reads, get to the right guy. I mean, I think I got in, some things the last year, especially where it was Tyreek or Travis, kind of looking back and forth to that. I think it's helped me become a better quarterback, having to move around and having so many different weapons everywhere that I have to just get through the read. So I think I'll continue to evolve. We'll have a lot of different guys in my tenure here. I'll be here for a long time. And one day I'll get here as long as Travis has been here.
Redford's pretty open about involving you, especially nowadays. How much are you involved maybe in some of these things in the offseason than maybe you were when you first became the starter back in 18?
I'm involved a little bit. It's usually like a thing where it's just, hey, we're talking to this guy. What do you think? And I'll look at the tape and kind of give my insight on stuff like that. But I try to stay away from making like decisions on people. I think that we have great guys and great positions, great coaches, and great personnel people that usually can do that. So I'll give my take on people, but they do a great job of bringing in a lot of great players.
Patrick, it's been almost exactly 5 years since you made that first start. I'm just wondering what stands out about that day.
Yeah, I mean it was cool. First off, it was cold. It was really cold, and being from Texas, I don't think I was ready for that cold weather in Denver that day. But it was just a great experience to be out there and playing. I mean, it was, I think, more gratifying that all that work I put in, I felt so much more advanced than I did in the preseason before, just because of how much I'd been in the building and going through the process. And I think that kind of just gave me another stamp of approval. This is how you have to do things. And so I think that was the biggest thing, more than going out there and getting the win. It was all that work that you put in the entire year without playing had paid off.
So did it change much for you the next preseason, like training camp? Like how much ahead were you that next training camp just because you had played in just one game?
It was like I learned like a new language just through that next training camp. When I first got here in the preseason, that first year, I was so focused on getting us in the right position and getting the offense lined up and all that different type of stuff that I wasn't even worried about what the defense was doing. I was just trying to go out there and make sure we were doing stuff the right way. Whereas at the end of that last game and then into that next preseason, I was focused on what the defense was doing. I was so comfortable in the offense. I think that's where you take the biggest step in quarterback position.
To go back just a quick talk before, Patrick, did you give an input on Juju last year, even though it didn't work out in the free agency time period?
Yeah, I mean, when they said that we were interested in Juju, I mean, I knew him previously, so I knew that what type of guy he was and how hard he worked. But I definitely like the ability he has. I mean, I think you see it this year is he can do a lot of stuff that we utilize in this offense in a variety of ways. So I was definitely texting him like Coach Reed was, trying to get him to come here.
Okay, thanks, Patrick.